Good morning, friends. I am hopping on here to do our winter scrappy camp tour of week 7, challenge 2, I believe. Yeah, 7.2. We are working with mats this week. So if you have your little passport, if you're in my winter scrappy camp, we have little passports and little stamp stickers. We're in Matico. And yes, I came up with these names, so it's ridiculous. But we are going to be plugging on through and trying to get through the winter, right? We're passing winter by with traveling to all these different scrappy places. I am just making sure I got on here live. Oh, good morning, Patty. I'm glad you could hop on. That's awesome. We are all home today, so if you hear craziness going on in my house, that is why our dishwasher decided to leak this morning. And so my husband's downstairs trying to fix it, and that's been entertaining to say the least. But yeah, so I think he's close. So if you hear any banging and drilling, it's him. And then my daughter's home as well because it is actually a planned day off today for midwinter break and President's Day. But the rest of the schools are all closed for weather today in our area. So like I said, we're plugging through. If you guys have any questions, shoot them in the comments. I am watching from my phone as well. I'm hoping my internet will hold out because, you know, everybody's home using it, so it'll be fine. I'll just hopefully keep filming and then upload it later if we do. So we are plugging through this challenge from the CM blog. It's from March of last year, almost exactly a year ago, actually. Week 7 is from March 6th. And we are, as I said, I'm working with mats, and we're going to hopefully use some of those up this week. And so you can, you know, use those up out of your stash. And I'm super distracted right now, in case you guys couldn't tell. There's a lot going on in my house. But yeah, I have a few different options here. I wanted to go, you know, obviously I'm working on Disney, so I have like Disney options, but I love so much the Full of Wonder collection. So I actually busted open another pack of mats because I'd almost used them all up. So I have like my new pack here and then part of my old pack here. But I just love these mats so much. I love this whole collection so much. And I will say mats are one of those things I didn't know how to use other than for journaling and maybe putting photos on. But I love this layout because it displays so much of like the versatility of mats. So that's why I picked this challenge for our winter scrappy camp. So hopefully that'll help you use them up as well. You did get some in your little travel packets. I don't know if they'll work for you, but I just kind of randomly threw like 3 mats in each of your packets. So hopefully you can use them. If not, you know, gift them to someone else, or you know, use them for future projects. So all right, this layout's gonna fly, so we're gonna be good here. I'm obviously doing our Disney stuff, and so I got these fun pictures, and a lot of them are actually 4x6. So that's fun because most of them are usually this size, which is just under the 6 inch. It's like 5 1/4 or something like that. So I do get to work with the full size pictures, so you guys can see, you know, how that comes together more accurately today. So I tried to pick colors that went with like the flowers and the castle, but I also wanted to stay true to the Disney theme, so I kind of was torn in 2 directions there, and I think I'm going to mix and match a little is what I'm going to do. So I have lots of matte options. I did pick some out here to use. So to make this layout super easy, like I said, we're just going to go down the instructions here that I printed from the CM blog, and they started with a piece of navy on the bottom here. And obviously you're only going to see the outer edge of it. I have a piece of white here, and I'll probably gut that. I did show a little bit last week. I think it was in my Ashley Scrappy VIP challenge video how to gut paper. So I am going to show that again here just so you can see it. And then I also have this sheet that'll be kind of the top layer base, I guess, that we'll build our mats on. And this I will not gut because you'll see it in between and stuff. But this is from one of those weird collections I got in, I believe it was called Believe in Yourself. It was in an advisor secret box, like an advisor only secret box from years ago. And so I'm trying to use that up. And it's just one of those papers that I didn't know how to use it, but this side's really, you know, good for Disney. And then there's like a giant firework over here, and there's like other pieces I have, and I'll probably use future, but like a matte sheet. So the cool thing about this layout too is that, you know, if you have a matte sheet, you can use those. If you don't have any mats, you can just cut out pieces of paper or cardstock that are the same size. So it's really versatile and it's gonna go pretty quick. So to begin, I'm gonna go ahead and get my bottom base here though. So I'm gonna get my 12-inch trimmer to do that. And it doesn't really tell you how much of the frame you're gonna see, but we are cutting the top piece 11.5 to 11.5. So we're gonna see like a 1/4 inch all the way around, which means I usually try to err on the side of having a larger mat over a narrow one, especially if I'm sticking this on top of it. So I'm gonna try to put a 1-inch frame, even though we're only gonna see a 1/4 inch all the way around, just because I need a good base to stick on. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and line my paper up, my cardstock up to 1 inch, because we want to have that 1-inch frame. And I'm gonna start my cut at 1 inch here. I'm not gonna start at the top, I'm gonna start at 1 inch. So I'm gonna line my trimmer up at about the 1 inch, and on the side of it, I showed this in my other video too, there's a white line and a ruler here, so you can see where you're lined up. But another note that you want to know is that this housing is 2 inches. So CM did that on purpose so you could kind of eyeball it and not have to look down there and look. You can put your head down there and look if you're, you know, you're not trusting it fully. But if I put my housing here and this is at the edge, so it looks like I got kicked off. Hopefully I don't keep getting kicked off. I'm so sorry, you guys. Like I said, everybody's home and I had to shut my door, so things are rough. So I know if the front of this is against the edge of the paper, we're 1 inch in, but I'm still gonna kind of put my head down there because whatever, you know, I want to make sure. And I'm gonna start my cut a little beyond the 1 inch, that way later I can go back and use scissors and go through it. So I'm gonna start my cut here, and then I'm gonna stop at the 11 inch down here, meaning my housing is gonna be all the way to the very edge of the paper. But again, I'm gonna leave a little room for air there, and it looks like I overshot, which is totally fine. There's a lot of grace here with the frames. As long as you don't go all the way through, and even then you can probably fix it. So, and again, we're gonna start again at the 1 inch up here, turning our paper and going down to the 11 here. And as you can see, I did go too far up there. So this one went all the way through, but I also went too far, but it'll be okay. And we're gonna turn again. So we're just gonna repeat this process. And if you guys want to watch this more in depth, my last video in the Ashley Scrapbook VIP challenge featured this a little bit too. So sorry, there's like cat hair all over because I think my cats jump up here and I'm like, what the heck? I usually have my door closed, but it's been cold and I don't like this room to get too cold because I feel like it's hard on punches and tools, and I don't know if that's true, but I like to keep my things good and my adhesive good. So I'm leaving my door open right now because there's not good heating up here with our pellet stove downstairs. So, all right, so I did my frame. And as you can see, I need to go back and use scissors in some of the corners there, which is totally fine. I'd rather not overshoot, I'd rather undershoot. So I'm gonna grab my scissors out of my little twisty caddy here, which you can earn one of these if you sign up to be an advisor, by the way. The black and blue version. Love it. I do dig that caddy quite a bit. All right. I'm gonna just go around each of my corners, make sure. Looks like I didn't push my trimmer down enough there. Whoops. Or I need to switch out my mat, either one, which is probably the truth. I don't remember the last time I turned my mat strip, so I bet that's what it was. And again, this is pretty forgiving because we're not gonna see that a whole lot when we cover it. All right, so here's our base, and I'm gonna preserve, you know, the rest of this to mat or whatever, or for another project. And this, we're gonna cut down to 11.5 by 11.5. So I'm gonna cut 1/2 inch off of 2 of the sides. Them being, you know, perpendicular, not parallel sides. See, I know some math terms, it's fun. And then this side. All right, so now we have an 11.5 by 11.5 square. I don't think I'm gonna need my trimmer a whole lot today just because we're using a lot of mats, but I'm gonna keep it handy anyway. And I always do this, I always end up in the center of my mats, and so I gotta get on one side here. And then I like to use my mini tape runner actually for frames because I can like go right up against that edge there. Now you could use a normal one, that's fine too. This is just the instance where I tend to use my mini one the most for this in like little embellishments as well, because it can hug that corner or that edge pretty closely and be, you know, mini. So that works good. And this is the part where I struggle to get everything lined up just right. So I don't push it down right away too hard. Like I kind of set it and I'll adjust a little bit if I need. Kind of all the way around. And then once I like it, I'll start pushing down and stick it. All right. So this is going to be our base. And from here, we're just going to fly. So adhere 3 large mats to the layout as shown. And they're talking about this wood grain here, this blue one, and this other blue one, because these two are a mat cut in half. So I kind of picked out my mats. Like I said, I love the Full of Wonder collection, so I'm probably going to use those. And I need large ones. These are all small. So I'm going to find my large ones. And I'm kind of think through, okay, like I want to use one lavender one because I want to, you know, kind of pull these flowers out. So I'm thinking, do I want to use that as a large mat, which this photo is going to be one of the halvesy photos. This one's going to be a halvesy photo, or I could do this. So I'm just going to kind of go through my options here. And again, I didn't really prepare. I just kind of threw my mats out and got, I like these, we're going to do these. And odds are I'm going to stick to all Full of Wonder because these are my Disney ones. And the colors don't really work here for me. I could use yellow because that's kind of, so I might use the yellow for the halvesy mat. We will see. I might set that one aside. But, I mean, this blue kind of clashes in my opinion. So, any other Disney layout, if I were using, you know, the Disney paper, I probably would use these more. But these are more of a Full of Wonder feel to me. So, I'm probably going to stick to those. I'm going to keep the yellow one on par though, just in case, on deck, just in case I want to use it. So for the lavender, I know I want to use a lavender, but I'm debating if I want to use it. And the title I'm going to use, I think, is This Is My Fave, because these pictures are some of my favorite ones. And again, this blue's a little off, but it's not as bad. And it kind of goes with, you know, kind of brings it all together with the castle, in my opinion. But I don't know if I want lavender behind it. I might do the lavender as a halvesy cut. And this I know is going to be my title. It's going to be a halvesy. I just like to see everything before I, you know, make decisions, right? So I want to see your options. It's a good blue. Or maybe I'll do the blue down here. Kind of share the wealth of the blue there. Do a green up here. And I just need something behind here. I don't know if I want to do another blue. Don't want to do lavender. I might just do white behind the title, which I do have more of these mats. And this is such a fun collection. I like little moments too. That's really cute. Okay, I like either one of those. And here's like some halvesy purples I could use, although these are too small. You want to use a large mat for your halvesies even. Here's some more purple. I'm just going to kind of pull out what I might like. Let's just pull out all the big mats. Why not? All right. Like I said, this is not going to be too terrible of a process. It's just going to be picking. That's the hard part, right? Who has trouble picking their, you know, their paper and their, you know, embellishments and stuff? I know I struggle with that hardcore. That's usually the thing that takes me the longest, just because I'm trying to find the right combination or whatever. So that's too much green. And that's the wrong blue. Just finding the right combo. You know, you'll see it with your eye and you'll be like, that's it. You know, see, that's not too terrible. I just don't know. I like how this green kind of goes with that green. So there's like a little tiny spark of green in there. The darker blue, that might work. Ooh, maybe I like the darker blue. That one's tough. What was the other one I was gonna... This one. Patty has trouble picking. Yes. I swear that is the longest process. It's just figuring out what I want to use, or even what collection I want to use. Usually if I nail down a collection, I can make it work, and I'm like, okay, I know I need these things, and then I don't look any further unless I have to. But yeah, getting it narrowed down to that is such a pain sometimes. I think I'm liking this combo. I think we might, I'll cut this in half and put one of it over here. I think I like this combo the most. I do like this little moments as well. This one could go either way with the title, so I'm gonna leave them both options, and hopefully I'll nail one down by the time we're done here. All right, I don't think I want the yellow anymore, so I think we're gonna go ahead and safely set those aside. All right, so the direction was to stick down all the large mats as shown. So we're gonna go ahead and move over photos out of the way, little mats out of the way. Sorry about all the banging around if you can hear that. My husband's trying to fix the dishwasher. I'm sure he's having a heck of a time with it. All right. I am going to be brave and use my actual tape runner. You could use repositional if you want to like be like, just in case I need to move it, you know. Repositional is good for that too. I'm just, you know, once I make my choice, I'm like, that's it. I'm making it. I'm not going to question it anymore. So as you can see, this top mat, I kind of started here because that's like a good base. And I'm going to move over, and this one's lined up with this top one as well. Mat with a title box. I think the title box with purple to bring it up. I'll pull that up in a second. Andrew, you talking about the title? Or the mat with the title box purple to bring it out? I think you meant this one. Oh, where'd it go? This one. I have too many mats flying around. Yeah. Maybe you're talking about up here, Angie. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. And my video is always way ahead of you guys for some reason. So you're like 30 seconds behind me. So I apologize. Thank you for the input though. Okay. And then this mat down here, it's going to kind of overlap with this one. But blue works too. Okay, you're talking about this one. Got it. So you're thinking this one. I might switch it out yet. You never know. All right. So I'm also debating if I want to put my photo down first before I do this one. Which one was I going to do up here? I think I'm going to do this one actually. It's going to kind of cover my hand, but I don't care. And actually, maybe I'd rather cover it this way. So I could just put the mat down and then... Okay, we're going to keep this side up. Because there's just sky on this one, so I'm like, we can cover the sky, I don't care. I mean, I don't care if my hand's covered too, but... Okay. It's kind of even. I always say in every video, I cannot put things evenly. It's crazy, I swear. Okay. I'm gonna have this one on top, right? Right. I am gonna put my photo down just because that's gonna overlap and I don't wanna get too far without it doing that. Perfect. Yeah, I'd rather cover the sky than go the other way. On here it's covering that top photo more, but just do what works for your photos, right? I say it with every layout we do. I'm like, do what works for your photos. It doesn't have to look exactly like the example. So let's see. I think it's going to depend what title I decide to go with. Oh, I do like the purple though, don't I? I think, yeah, that's a little dark. I can always peel it up. It's not a big deal. I stuck it down, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm just feeling like overly lazy today too, which is kind of funny. Oh, see the title, I don't know which one I want to go with yet. We're gonna leave it there for a minute. Okay, so we did that. Layer 1, upper right corner, smaller, blah, blah, blah. Adhere photos. Did it. To the other 2 large mats. Cut a large mat in half and adhere have mats to the bottom edge. So we're going to do this part next. And I might cut my photos first just because I like to see how it's going to look with my mat. So I've got my photo trimmer here. We are cutting the photos to 2 3/4 by 4. So we're going to go 2 3/4 this way. And we have like a pole here, so I mean, oh wait, that's 3 3/4. Haha. Let me cut the pole out. So this one worked out nice. By 4, so we only have to go this far. Nice. My hubby loves those flowers. He's definitely more of a flower guy than me because he grows things, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're cool, they'll die eventually, but you know. That's like how I roll with flowers. I'm like, yeah, get me chocolate, you know. But he loves that kind of stuff. He's a huge horticulture guy, and I'm like, okay, I'll eat that. It looks good. If you grow it, I'll eat it. This is the one that's going to be really hard for me to crop down because we're either going to have to cut our feet off or the top of the castle off. However, I have the same photo hanging on our wall downstairs, so it's okay. It's just in my book. I have another one. In fact, I think it's bigger. It's like an 8 by 10 or whatever those are photo-wise. So I think I'm going to meet halfway and cut part of the... This is where it's so tough, you guys. Cropping is a beast sometimes. I'm going to have to go both ways, I think. Oh boy, that's rough. All right. I knew this was going to be the hard one. Once you crop it down, no one's even going to know your feet were in it, so we're going to go like that. Okay. I'm going to need that again to cut my mat in half, actually. And then I think I want to use purple just because the flowers are in there. But there's also a lighter purple. So let's see. Ooh, I think I like lighter purple. I think I'm going to go lighter. I'm going to see if there's one with the little boxes on it that I could cut in half instead. Because I think I like to keep these fuller ones for a bigger picture since my photos are sometimes shorter. So I'm going to do this one and cut it in half. This is a large one, right? Yep. Okay, making sure. And these are 6.5. So I'm going to cut it to, oh, maybe it is 6. No, these are bigger. Let's see. It just says cut it in half, so it doesn't tell me how big that is, unfortunately. Let's just eyeball it. I think it's going to be right about there. So 3 1/4, which makes sense if it's 6.5. So, okay. Sometimes I just have to see it, and then I know. Oh yeah, thanks, Ange. 3.25. Thank you, thank you. You know me in math. We don't get along very well. Yes, I've learned just to rely on my eyeballs a lot of times with that, and that's why I don't like measuring things. But sometimes it's good to measure things so you don't end up very lopsided. Oh, these are supposed to kind of overlap. I just realized I was trying to, you could, you know, center them. That would look nice too, but they are supposed to overlap just a smidge. And it adds a little dynamic look to your layout. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put my photo right on there, actually, because I like to see it as a whole, you know what I mean? Okay. And then we're going to kind of keep this even. You could put a journal mat here as well, which for that I could cut, you know, another one of these purples or more decisions, you know. So I'm the most indecisive person I've ever met. So I know you can ask me like, where do you want to go out to eat? And I'll be like, I don't care, wherever. And then we'll get there. I'm like, I didn't really want to eat here. It's terrible because I just didn't know until I got there. It's awful. So I'm just gonna kind of look through, and this one would be really cute too. Especially if I go with that title, I could have both of them. But which size is this? I'm gonna see before I adhere things down, like how much room I need to leave and all that. And here, the half match to bottom, cut 2 photos. Does it say? Layer 1 in the upper right corner. I don't know if it says what this is. I'm probably just missing it. Adhere to layout, adhere 3, large mats to the layout was shown. Layer 1 in the upper right corner with smaller title mat on top. Cut a large mat in half. Cut 2 photos adhere. They don't really say what this title one is here. I'm guessing it's a mat cut in half though, because it looks about the same size. I could still use this. Yeah, I'm just gonna glue this down first. I don't like when they don't give me numbers to go on. Okay, it's all good. I'm just gonna put this down and then I'll see what I want to do for that journal box in my title here. Perfect. I love how the layers come together on this layout so much, just because there's just so much dynamic, and it was a super easy page to do, and I love that. There's another, this is my favorite. I forgot I opened up a new pack. I was like, I have 2. How did that happen? Oh yeah. Let's see here. Could add a little journal box there. Maybe I'll do another purpley. Look, I could go with this dark purple as well. That might help bring things together as well. Let's see, what do we got up here? Ooh, that's cute too. I'm thinking I want a purpley, but maybe not light because there's a light there. I'm thinking maybe one of these. I like the True Story too. It's cute. I love this collection. I don't think there's much of it left for sale right now, but I think there's little pieces of it. Maybe like the embellishments or stickers or something. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put my title down just so I'm settled there. Okay, and then, oh man, I think I want purple. Maybe green. Let's see what we have for green. I like all the colors happening here, so green's not bad. Green or purple? I'll wait a minute in case someone wants to put in a suggestion. Do we like the green journal mat, or do we like the purple journal mat? Which one do you guys prefer? In the meantime, I'm gonna look through my embellishments here too and see what I might add to this. Well, I have to keep in mind too, this green's smaller, but I can make it work still. Angie says green. Thank you. I think I like the green too because of the green over here. Patty says green. All right, green it is, ladies. Thank you. Again, indecisive girl over here. All right. I like the Good Life too. It's cute. All right, we're gonna cut her in half, and this one's pretty obvious. We're gonna cut it in half. I love that. Excellent. This is why I love lives, because you guys can help me build a page when I'm sitting here going nuts. All right, so we're gonna do that. And this is kind of layered. If you look at the original, it's kind of layered underneath both here. I'm gonna, shove it down enough that it's not gonna interfere with my title too much. Debating if I should stick it down before I journal on it. Sometimes I journal first and then stick things down because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up, and then I can always switch it out. But even if I mess up, I can pull it up and do it, because this is gonna be covered a little bit and I need to know exactly where I can journal. So we are gonna gently pull those up. And I want a little bit of my green to show on one side. I don't even have to make it even. I could have fun with it and kind of turn it. Ooh, I actually like that. I don't like to be super straight with everything, obviously, because I stink at lining things up. So I might tilt that because I kind of like that, just to give it a little flair. Plus, I don't have a lot to journal on this page, so I need to use up space. So I think I'm going to do that. I like that. All right, and then the best part about this page is it could be done right now. I mean, it looks put together enough to me, other than the journaling, obviously. I don't think I need to add a ton of embellishments even, but I probably will. I'm not going to make you guys hang out for that. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and see what I want to add, whether from Full of Wonder or like random other things I may have. Maybe flowers, who knows what I'll come up with. But in this instance, I'll probably go ahead and sign off. One, because my internet is iffy, and two, there's a lot of banging around going on downstairs, so I want to check on it. But I will post what I do, you know, back in the original 7.2 post, and I will put a link to the video as well. So if you guys did get a chance to watch this fully, or you want to come back and watch it again, you can find it there, and then anyone who didn't get to join us live can find it. So I can't wait to see what you guys do. I'm loving what I've seen so far. This is so fun to see how people are taking this and doing different things with it. So that's what I love about, you know, scrappy camps is, you know, that it turned out so great. Oh, thanks, Patty. I think I like this a lot. So the colors are working really well together. So yeah, don't forget to post if you haven't already your challenge. You'll have, you know, you have till Sunday at 5 to get in on the drawing for it, or, you know, till March 16th. So no stress. That's what I love about these. But I am planning a summer one, so yay. I've already gotten some ideas and I'm gathering those. So if you want to join summer scrappy camp, you know, hold out and I'll let you know all the details. We usually start, I think it's the second weekend in June. I usually wait till school's kind of out. But yeah, keep an eye out. I'm excited to have your girls, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I will post when it's done and share more with you. But if you have any questions, holler at me, and I would love to see what you guys do. Have a great rest of your day. Stay warm.